easily folded up our tents and not competed better in the second half. And the second half showed us what we've got to start to learn about games. All right? We're too much of a one-half team right now. And that inconsistency is killing us. And it's in our practices. It's in our practices. We have a practice Thursday night. It's tremendous. We shifted everything back a little bit after my situation with my mom, and we came back at night. And we turned back around yesterday, and it's not even close to that level. Until we get to any type of competitive consistency, we're going to have these type of situations. And it's not discouraging, but it's disappointing because we're better than that. And the second half, we were playing with not only great energy, but the freedom that we were trying to play with in the first half, which we made it harder than it had to be. We're trying to attack their pressure and not practicing or not carrying out what we tried to practice with to get the ball advanced the way we wanted to do it midcourt, not have it sit at midcourt, get it to the corners, get it driven out, to cut off the slots and wings because of the way people load up the elbows defensively on us so much right now, daring us to shoot it, because they know we don't have a downhill driving team. We don't have guys that can just go get baskets. There's a lot of guys in this league that can go do that. We're not that team. So we have to keep manufacturing ways to get our movement, get our shots, and it can't just be ball screen, even though we got more of those. But the first half, there's too much. We're just not attacking. Second half, we're attacking and we take the lead. And we look like two different teams. It's got to look like that the same too. It's my responsibility. We got to keep finding a way to get more consistent play. Whether it's the Vanderbilt game, we hang in there in the first half, boom, we break it open in the second half. Kentucky game, we're right there in the first half, we don't come out, and it's not that we're trying to break away, we don't keep attacking. There's just not a level of competitive consistency, like I said at the beginning. But Florida's a really good team. I think both teams played really desperate in the first or second half. They played a little more desperate in the first half than us. Their pressure, we had no intent of having their pressure get us back on our heels, but it did, because there's two ways to attack the press. You either attack it and you try to score, or you break it. And in my estimation, they'd much rather have you break it, all right, than be dealing with a shortage of time on the shot clock, and then that plays right into their hands. We had no intention of doing that. And it always helps when you get stops so that they can't get into their press. But the first half, we let that get us back on our heels. And again, that's because we just don't have enough attack downhill guys that can just break through that type of pressure. So we got to keep manufacturing ways to do it. But I loved our crowd. It was as loud as it's been, especially when Mike had to call timeout, and then when we took the lead, the crowd was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. We had a ton of recruits here today, just an example of what this place can become for us. So I'm angry about it because I think these guys are better than that. I want them to get a little angrier about it, and I want them to see that they're better than that. And we've got to start learning that it's hard. I don't know if we're going to play a 40-minute game anytime soon, but we got to be playing more than 20 and 25, and we've got to learn how to do that. But I'm going to go back to what I said at the beginning and try to take some bright side out of this. We could have folded it up at the start of that second half, and we didn't. And hopefully they learned something. I'm just getting tired of learning these lessons of these guys, them learning lessons that they're better than what they think and better than what they play. And if we stay true to a game plan, if we stay true to the movement, if we become more and more physical on the glass, if we stay true to what we need to do defending the ball, if we could ever get tougher on the ball. Mike, you got me on the count here because I know I'm going way too long. Right? If we could ever get tougher on the ball, we'd be that much better. But I know you got questions, so.